Where did you grow up?
I grew up in West Bloomfield, Michigan, which is in the Metro Detroit area.
What was your childhood like there?
Up in West Bloomfield, it was a very diverse community. It was pretty fun. I really enjoyed my childhood. I have a lot of friends that I still, to this day, really good friends with from high school. West Bloomfield is very similar to West Michigan, where there's Lake Michigan not too far away, but for where I grew up, there's a lot of small little lakes. So in my free time, really like to just chill out on the beach.
How did you get into wrestling there?
When I was in middle school, I thought I was a basketball player. I had high hopes of shooting threes and scoring points. Those hopes and dreams were cut short when I didn't make the team in 7th grade. So after that, my dad said I had to stay active. So I was like, all right, well, I'll try wrestling. Tried wrestling, fell in love with it, and continued wrestling year-round after that.
How did you start to excel at wrestling?
So I started to really pick up the pace in my knowledge and growth in the sport by going to a bunch of camps over the summer, and then I joined the Michigan national team, and where I traveled all over the country wrestling different guys from different places, and got a lot better that way.
How did you find out that you were offered by Michigan?
When I was wrestling at this one tournament called Fargo, it's the national tournament. When I was there, I wrestled a bunch of guys that were ranked in the country as being the top wrestlers. I ended up beating 3 of the guys ranked in the top 15 in the country. After that, Michigan sent me a letter asking me if I'd be interested in coming out for a visit. Went, visited, loved it, and after kind of some final thoughts, I figured my best education was going to come from Michigan, so that's where I went.
What was it like wrestling at Michigan?
College athletics is a job. It was hard, it was fun, but essentially it was a grind. And I really learned a lot about myself and really figured out how to manage schooling and athletics at the same time, and made the best of it. But it was a lot of days where I was up really late, a lot of days where I was really hungry, really tired, really beat up.
After you graduated, what made you decide to coach wrestling?
I knew the second that I went into college that I wanted to become a teacher. And not only did I want to become a teacher, but I just fell in love with sports and knew coaching was going to be a passion of mine. And throughout all different classes I took, and also being a student athlete in college, I knew that I loved the sport and I knew I wanted to give back.
Overall, how do you think wrestling has changed your life?
Ooh, this is a great question. Wrestling has changed my life in so many different ways. I definitely have to give my work ethic, my drive, my effort level that I put into my job, my coaching, my relationships with friends, family is really a big part of that's come from wrestling. And I think it really builds a lot of character, and you really learn a lot about yourself when it's just one-on-one out there on the mat. A lot of people think wrestling is physical, but it's way more mental.
Thanks, that's all.